Good morning, everyone. I hope this time the stream goes live. Been fighting with this thing for a hot minute. Oh, yeah, there we are. We are now live. Finally. Today is the day that Mary Brotherton and I start our workshop at 1 o'clock for all of you. I will put the link in the comment section after this live. I'll also put it up on all of our social medias, including this page, also on the Midnight Publishing website and the Midnight Publishing Facebook page. We are in the middle of the month of January of 2026. We are working on the second year, or toward the second year of Midnight Publishing. When I got up a little while ago and looked at our sales for the month, we are now at 62 books sold by our authors. To say that I am excited for them, I am humbled by all of this, is an understatement. For those of you who do not know, Midnight Publishing is a God-driven publishing house. We make no money off of our authors. We take our authors' books, we edit them, we polish them, we format them, we publish them, we do graphics for them, we do book covers. We put them up on every one of the formats that Amazon offers if they're long enough. In order for a book to go to a hardcover, it has to be 79 pages long. For it to go to Audible, there has to be a table of contents. So children's books don't always get up for that reason, but they do go up on Kindle and they do go up on paperback. I had someone tell me that they didn't want their book on Audible because they didn't want artificial intelligence to take over their job as a voiceover person. We're still fighting that stigma, but that's okay because we use it as a tool. You guys may say, well, Yvonne, why don't you use real life people to do your Audible books? I had 4 books done by real life people. I spent over $2,000 for those 4 books. And that was way back in the day. Yesterday I looked up the going rate for people to do Audible. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not cheap. Yes, it's their craft. However, when you were first starting out and you don't have the money, you do what you can do. Our job is to get you out there. Whatever format Amazon offers, that is our job. We would be remiss if we did not take advantage of every available tool that Amazon offers. Is Amazon's AI going to take over voiceovers? No. Not any more than my doing book covers using AI or graphics using AI. I still have to do the work. Right now I am doing a graphic novel and I'm having to go hunt the things that I want to put together for graphics for that picture. I'm having to blend them, I'm having to crop them. So you see, it's a tool. This person doesn't want their book on Audible, that's them. I think they're going to be missing out because this book is going to be amazing, but that's them. All of my books are on Audible. All of every other one of our authors' books are on Audible. Because again, we want you to have the best advantage that you can have. We use AI in everyday life. The car that you drive, it's artificial intelligence. If you're driving a new car, trust me, it's artificial intelligence. It's a computer chip. and it is artificial intelligence. The TVs we watch now with all the live streaming, it's artificial intelligence. So, yeah, there's going to be those that fight us, and that's okay. We just sit patiently and wait. Those that have embraced the process completely, I mean, just when I look at the numbers at the end of the month and I see the Audible books that we've sold, and I see the paperbacks, and I see the Kindle versions, and I see the hardbacks, I'm seeing an upward trend in our authors' book sales. I got a message this morning from yet another author that I've known for a while, and I think this person is coming on board with us. We are growing, ladies and gentlemen, and we are growing steadily. We are trendsetters because we're not afraid to embrace new things. Right now, our highest bookseller for the month is Carol Bellavance. Her book, Holding On to God's Hand Through the Storm, is just boom, it's blown out of the water. Del Veely, this man is on fire. His book, I See You Love from a Different Perspective, is an amazing book. Then we have Darlene Williams, The Real Life Healing Adventures, or The Healing Real Life Adventures of Emily Rose Garten, My Seahorse Muse. It is the first book in her series of children's books that she is writing that are interactive. Most of the proceeds from these books will be going to Equine Solutions, which is an equestrian center on the west coast of Florida. This equestrian center works with children and adults to help them heal from PTSD, abuse, loss, even helps companies teach their employees how to interact with each other and themselves. When you order the book, it is $29.95. However, you scan a copy of your receipt, send it in an email that is in the book to Equine Solutions, and they send your child a lapis lazuli bracelet with a seahorse. That bracelet is to help that child heal from loss. Call it a security blanket of sorts. In this little book is the history of the lapis lazuli stone and the fact that the pharaohs used it to have themselves wrapped in when they were mummified. In the Old Testament, the stone was used by the high priest in their ritual clothing that they wore in the Holy of Holies. In this little book, told through the eyes of a 10-year-old little girl, is suggestions to help parents with their children's grief. There is also the history of seahorses. And there is a QR code that you can use your camera to scan, and you can actually see Darlene's interaction with seahorses. Darlene is working on her second book that has to do with seagulls, so that should be an interesting little book when I get it. Let me run down my children's authors. Carol Spiridolis. She has two little books that the main character is Delilah, the Curious Flamingo. Then we have Linda Humphreys, who had children write stories, and the name of this little book is The Cornfield Flyers of East Tennessee. We have Rose Padwick, whose little book, Where's Wags, will just tickle you to death because Wags is a dog and he needs a bath and he's hiding. Mary Brotherton, her children's books are Sally's Heart, My Angel Book, Ramonda's Extended Warranty, Sharks Bite, Writers Write, which we are highly, highly recommending right now because we want children to write. Children are our future. Without children learning to write, all the stories will be gone. Don't inhibit your child from writing. Allow them to imagine. Also, in this book are places where children can write. World's Best Grandfather. It's getting that time of year where it's Easter, it's Valentine's Day, it's Grandparents' Day. This book would be a great book for a grandfather. For your child to give that grandfather and let that grandfather read that book to that child. The If I Could Be books, if I could be a giant, if I could be a butterfly, if I could be a mermaid, all about imagination and anti-bullying. Her adult books, Steep Steps, From the Balcony, Faith and Folly, and 1,000 Words, is an eclectic group of books that deal with grief, making bad decisions and faith getting you through it, sex addiction, and short stories that are 1,000 words. This has been a journey. Then we have Ellie Ryan's book Secrets. We have Peggy Engler, Alta Desanoid, Carol Balavance, and Dale Vealey that all write spiritual inspirational books. We have Andrea D. Menskoyak, Welcome to Crowhaven Chapel, which is a spiritual inspiration book for the goth community. We also have her book, Celtic Christianity and How It Survives in a World Filled with Modernization. Her Witchy Weeds book is doing very well. This book is about what grows in our yard that we kill with pesticides. They're called weeds. However, some of them can be eaten, some of them are used for wounds. Kim Carmichael's Little Romance, The Trophy Doctor. Bonnie Clark's book, Errol's Journey. I highly recommend this book to each and every one of you. To give as a gift, to read. It is her husband's journey and her journey with her husband and their faith in God while he is dying from cancer. Bonnie is working on another book. Can't wait to get that one. Sherry Ann Richardson is offering her book, The Chocolate Lover's Garden, in a beautiful, beautiful Valentine's Day basket. Go to her page and look. I mean, absolutely stunning. Then there's my books, Murder in the Village, and the sequel, Duct Tape, Tarp, and a Shovel, which has just come out, along with all of my other books, working on Fantasy Forest, and also working on another book with my drag queens. To say I am proud of my authors is just an absolute understatement. We got a new author the other day, C.R. Dunham. His book, Right This Way, goes live on Kindle, hardcover, and paperback on January the 26th. It's a beautiful, beautiful story of a snake oil salesman named Horace Edmund. And he makes a deal with this stranger. And the deal is Horace becomes immortal, but he has to run this carnival. Not just your everyday carnival. This carnival pops in and out of different cities and takes souls that it's their time to go. However, there is an entity out there that wants to destroy the carnival because this entity wants to rule the world. It is a story of good versus evil, and the coming of age and the realization of where people find that they belong, whether they're worldly or unworldly. He is doing a sequel. I have seen the first mini chapter. Can't wait. I'm going to get off from here. I have to run to the bank, then I have to come back and work on today's workshop. If you want to join us, so far we've got 4 people signed up. That's amazing. Join us. It's free. Cost you nothing except some of your time. It will go into archives. It will go up on the YouTube. It will also go up on our Midnight Publishing website. Today we talk about contracts and other things. And the reason that we have started using contracts, no, you don't pay us anything. But there are things that we are having to do because we are growing. And one of those things is once you agree to sign off on your cover and your manuscript, and you come back and say, oh, I don't like that cover, or my Aunt Lucy doesn't like that cover, will you change it? We're going to charge you for it. If somebody comes to you and say, oh, the word the, or the word and, or the word whatever is misspelled, take my book down so I can fix it. 2 things are going to happen. Take it down. It goes to the bottom of the pile, and you get charged for it to go back up. The reason for that is just like this morning. I'm getting a new author. Each one of you are special. I love you all. I want you to succeed. But I also want you to understand that just because Midnight Publishing does not charge, there has to be a standard, and there has to be structure, and there has to be rules and regulations, and they have to be followed. We have some of the most lenient requirements in this industry, and I've been in this industry a long time. If you send your book to a vanity press, a small press, or even one of the big 6, and you do that, they're going to charge you for it, and they're going to charge you a lot for it. The big 6, once you turn that book over, you don't get a second chance. They take that book and they run with it. They don't even talk to you about a new book cover. They don't even let you approve the book cover. They just do it. And if they don't like what you've written, they rewrite it. It's that simple. Every book that I have ever read has had an error or 2. That is simply the nature of the beast. We are not perfect. We are human. We try to get it as perfect as possible. We edit it. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, and this is from past experience. The more you mess with your book, the more prone for errors that will happen, that will get missed. So with that, I will leave you for the day. I've got to get ready for a lot of things to happen. Tomorrow, Mary and I will also be doing our podcast. Have the day you deserve. And may people be as kind to you as you are to them. Hope to see you at 1 o'clock.